Kuzuzampo, a very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program. I'm Sonam Pem. Our top stories this week. His Majesty the King graced the closing ceremony of the Third Parliament. Parents lodge a complaint against the Bhutan Employment Overseas Agent with the police. And Shekar Gyok in Bumpa puts measures in place to prevent illegal Cordyceps collectors. His Majesty the King graced the closing ceremony of the second session of the Third Parliament. The summer session began on 23rd May.
The representatives thanked His Majesty for the noble initiatives undertaken for the well-being of the country and its people. The Home Minister thanked His Majesty the King for granting various kiddu to the people of Bhutan. On behalf of the members, the National Council Chairperson offered congratulations to His Majesty on being recognized worldwide for his leadership. He also expressed gratitude to His Majesty the Fourth Drukgyalpo and His Holiness the Chikhembo. On behalf of the people of Bhutan, the opposition leader and the chairperson offered condolences on the demise of Yerp Ugendoji. The speaker congratulated the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, and his party, Bharatiya Janata Party, for their second term as the ruling party following the elections recently. During the session, the National Assembly adopted the Penal Code Amendment Bill of Bhutan 2019 and the Civil and Criminal Procedural Code Amendment Bill 2019. It also saw the introduction of the Mines and Minerals Bill of Bhutan 2019, besides adoption of the Pay Revision Bill 2019. The members also deliberated on the Anti-Corruption Report 2018 and other committee reports. Led by the Tula Libe of the Shundrasang, the members of parliament offered Tashimelam to His Majesty the King. For Samten Dolkar, Kiladem, PBS News.
Prime Minister Dr. Lotus Ring presented the State of the Nation report to the Parliament. He reported on health, education, economy, hydropower, agriculture and tourism, among others.
The Prime Minister said, although health services in the country is free, the country do not have quality health care service at the right time. The State of the Nation report states that 96% of the population have access to health facilities, but there is no quality.
비처대 대미기 소이기 샵도디 미세수기 뒤체나 톱대가 세워진 때띠마 톱 인이세미디 가워터 뱅아기시 있으시니비 아처라 리메똥바기 샵도 인이세 가라기시 때보다 리메똥바기 샵도디 미세 냠충 마쇼기라 마토바 유이세시니비 리메똥바기 샵도디 롱추니기 때로 닐람 인이 숨수 남주 눈코나루 닐람 인이 숨수 오베 len 듄타레 잭디기베 게사테와 되디기베 디루 팅잉이 숨수기 로사 땅소달레게 샵도디 미토 없으시는데 아니 샵도디 취미디 냠충수기 로소 마쇼지 랑기 힘준을 뜬 다음에디 대가하라기 마키 명세 노메스시는데
Bhutan has achieved significant literacy rate, but the quality of the education is not good enough to meet the required knowledge and skills for a job.
유치 배고바친 연두디 같이 좀 지뜨고베 소다도 토림 시세기 라켓디 메메세미 같이 시치서 슈니빌라 유치 레짐베 게합로 팸 코라게 코라랑고 라운드 조습지기 유치 배고바친 케핀지 같이 오메서 와친 마치라 인케나 배워친 티베츠람메 락젤기 존더 베니디 이메스 슈니비 대루 마바 투제 자체서 나디 레림디 구츠디 두라 디 레짐베 이와체 따와친 비츠다 뎀베 유바비베 누가서 와친 때 독바상메스 슈니비 나게합 도토기 네탄기 로주쇼도 오스 슈니빌라
He also indicated poor economy of the country.
마치 게합디다 잠닝나루 게합 예게 마조기 타술레 타르퀴디게 예게 조미기 타수 지와친딘 예게 조도숨제이메 베주기네 땅 예게 조도서 와친딘 취친 쟁아 창참기 아치라 토림시세 다 규규백이 알루레 자체 랭압주 tuk시대지 요마토바 유이다 아니면 이 차기 bombelam에 수누비 다니보다도 도동아치 빼존했던 게 로주디 쇼아진 빼존했던 게 여기 조다 아치리 요마토비 강일 미데나게 땀마디우디 마마마마 법고 수누비 빼존했던 게 여기 조다 요마토비 장카데 치지 야야야 조다도 빼존했던 게 비치디 레지미베 따인 수누비
With current debt of 210 billion yutam, the Prime Minister said all sorts of debt are a concern. He said tourism sector is the second largest revenue generator with over $70 million a year. However, a strong tourism policy is must and drafting of such a policy has begun. He also said the poverty rate has decreased to about 8%. The report states that focus needs to be drawn on country's intangible culture as some of the local dialects, songs, dances, loses, festivals and rituals are disappearing. Pokiledim, this is Sonam Chodan for BBS News.
The Public Accounts Committee presented its review report on the annual audit report to the Parliament. The committee reviewed 5 performance audit reports on the revenue collection and management in Thomdes, in-country travels, core banking solutions of the Bank of Bhutan, operation of BCCI and preparedness for implementation of sustainable development goals. The committee examined and assessed these reports and made its recommendations.
Upon further reviewing the performance audit report on revenue collections and management in 4 Thomdes, the committee found that there are fluctuations in revenue collection by Thomdes. The committee found that Thimphu and Gilifu Thomdes revenue collection decreased in the 2016-17 financial year as compared to the previous year. The committee also found that huge amount of revenue were lost due to inadequate administration and management of government land by Thomdes. Therefore, the committee recommended recovering and depositing the foregone revenue from the concerned entities by the Thomdes latest by March next year. Moreover, the committee proposed for the Finance Ministry and the Thomdes to formulate a grant phase-out plan by September this year as they depend on government grants. The committee, on the other hand, found that Phuntsling and Gilifu Thomdes did not submit the management action plan despite repeated reminders. On this, the Royal Audit Authority did not take any measures such as fixing of accountability. Thus, the committee recommended RAA to come up with clear procedures of fixing accountability on the lapses regarding the performance auditing reports latest by September this year. The committee also recommended that it is not necessary to produce vehicle registration document while claiming mileage. The members in the joint sitting passed all the recommendations made by the committee. In addition, the members also passed the committee's recommendation for the government to sign annual performance agreements with BCCI while providing grants. This is in line with BCCI not being able to tap its revenue potential. The Parliament will continue the deliberation on the committee's review report on Monday. For Sonampem Kilitim, BBS News.
And the Annual Audit Report 2018 reports unresolved irregularities of over 600 million yutam in ministries, NGOs, corporations and other agencies. This is an increase by more than 48% compared to that of 2017, which was around 400 million yutam. Unresolved irregularities are unsettled justifications or actions taken by agencies which are either inadequate or unacceptable to the Royal Audit Authority.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Forests reported the highest irregularities among ministries last year, amounting to more than 80 million yutam. This was followed by the Information and Communications Ministry with around 53 million yutam. Category-wise, the highest unresolved irregularities in the AAR 2018 was under shortfall, lapses and deficiencies. This was followed by non-compliance to laws and rules. Mismanagement was the third highest, followed by fraud, corruption and embezzlement. According to officials, the irregularities increased with increase in developmental and construction activities. The Royal Audit Authority also audited 3 hydropower projects. The total unresolved irregularities came over 1.7 billion item. The report showed that PHPA-1 has the highest irregularities of 1 billion, followed by PHPA-2 with 0.6 billion. Mangdechu Hydroelectric Project Authority has 0.1 billion item of irregularities. Over 60% unresolved irregularities in hydropower projects are due to non-compliance to laws and rules, and the rest due to shortfall, lapses, and deficiencies. To address this, the authority recommended relevant agencies to ensure construction management, improve service delivery, and the need to review proper financial statements. Samton Dolker, BBS News.
The Parliament agreed to form a Sustainable Development Goals Committee at the Parliament level. As per the findings of the Royal Audit Authority on preparedness for implementation of the goals, despite various relevant committees and task forces under the GNHC, the Commission lacked a separate coordinating and monitoring division fully dedicated to oversee overall implementations of SDGs in the country. The 12th Five-Year Plan adopted 17 SDGs after carefully mapping them to the national key result areas.
Reviewing the performance audit report on the preparedness for implementation of SDG, the members called for the need to establish a separate committee to supervise the progress and challenges while implementing the goals. The Public Accounts Committee, in its review report, also recommended a dedicated unit or division within the GNHC Secretariat for SDG implementation and an SDG committee at the Parliament level.
ngachara dugi hapnalu yundin kompelgi migil di tarchi bemita shiptok bemigi di eksangchi mebigi loksu eksangchi mebigi de shiptokchi du nibasodalu da ani di lo chengagi junle imbe imdalu tani migil chobdindi ngachara dugi hapnalu te lotareshindu te gadebe dubduga 아니 지야 ngachi nalo tochi mibigi te shiptokchi te na sishi wanzing kyedi du sishuni.
MP Dujiwandi also pointed out that a few goals the government prioritized in 2015 were not the priorities of the people as per the UN's Global Survey 2017. Prime Minister Dr. Lotus Singh said, considering the progress, the government is confident of achieving the 2030 SDG before time.
ngagi bewa chinni nalu de ko zochin jubdi yesale gara zochin ra ime se shuni bingla tinalo gya khablu mongo phudo che menu gara dubsubi laime dubgobi laime dinanlingsle de mapa kha chiudi di shirida so ngachi gi da mi nyamchung sani mi thuni me ba lyumi disugi ime disudi ngachi yupong yarge tangob disudi gara dula japcho phugop didi 단수디 같이 틴다 쭈급비 맞이해서 주니비 쪼라 개합기 내땅지 잠링날로 쭉다베 같이 두개 합기 내땅디 잠링나 쭉다 왔진 아니 윤팅 공피기 믹데 둡마 추미기 개합기 텔레 같이 디나미 스미 타큐디기 내땅 레짐 질라바 조디여서 주니비.
Through the show of hands, majority of the members present agreed to form a committee at the Parliament level. The Public Accounts Committee made 4 other recommendations and observations regarding the audit performance report on the SDGs. Meanwhile, today's session also saw deliberations on the implementation status of the resolution of the 11th and 10th sessions of the Second Parliament. The joint sitting of the Parliament adopted all 15 recommendations the Public Accounts Committee made on the performance audit report. Bimasaldun Singh, BBS News.
Parents file a criminal case against Bhutan Employment Overseas regarding the Learn and Earn program issued to police. The appeal letter has 5-point accusations. The Parents Committee requested the police to carry out a thorough study and asked for legal liabilities.
About 100 committee members, including youth, gathered near the memorial curtain before heading to police to lodge the complaint. The committee's legal officer said the case being more of criminal nature, they decided to file it as a criminal case. About 500 students have submitted their power of attorney to represent them at the court.
시즌을 ngaji 지 줍도 집여진 가뎀 집에 때 롭추스 데니 하섭도 집여진 데디는 롭추스로 때 규티지게 데미 더베스 슈니나 다 예진을 배워도 집여진 때 규티디다 치카로 데디 녜레베미 녜바베미디로 때 팀이야 때 디탈도 베케니기 고갑지 두스 슈니나 다 날레파 베드레베로 팀좀 기혼레 때 쉽지 틀친 제디기베 예법이 유메기 때 렌치 나우스는 이제와 유에서 슈니나.
The police head office handed over the case to Thimphu District Police. The district police will now form an independent team to study the case. However, the team will not look into issues which are already covered by the Anti-Corruption Commission. In December last year, the Anti-Corruption Commission, after thorough investigation, forwarded the case to the Office of Attorney General. According to the appeal letter, the Parents Committee claimed that there is falsification of information in process of sending youth to Japan and deception of students after reaching Japan. The other accusations include harassment of youth, human trafficking, and abandon of person in danger by the agent. In an email response to BBS, the agent said they have been waiting for the case to reach to court.
We respect this decision as well and will do our utmost to cooperate. Our biggest regret is that this long-drawn unfortunate saga has taken things beyond our control, with the biggest losers being our youths who are still doing their best to succeed in Japan. Sadly, each time this matter is being played out recklessly in the public domain, their prospects in Japan are being inevitably diminished. May the case come to a speedy conclusion.
The agent said the issue came into limelight in 2018 following some students who went through the Learn and Earn program started accusing the agent for failing to provide part-time jobs, charging exorbitant tuition and visa processing fees, which youths said is a breach of the contract agreement between the agent and youth. Pope Masawang, this is Sonam Chodan for BBS News.
A person would usually enter into a state of trauma if they hear they have been diagnosed with cancer. The same happened to Yeong Hamo when she was just 13 years old. However, she mustered up her courage and fought the disease with all she could. Today, she is a happy survivor, completed her class 12 last year, and was one of the motivational speakers at the Walk the Talk Racing Against Cancer event.
Yeong was diagnosed with leukemia, a type of blood cancer. She was taken to Kolkata in India for treatment. Yeong said she underwent cycles of painful chemotherapy with a warrior mentality. After battling for 6 long months, she defeated cancer and now leads a healthy life.
So Bogdan Mate ngangaragi betsup se no chinganya betsup se lamlate chidinga ninga pesta michine mesna system shebala deji bedelu cancer ke survivors the cancer nami desu ko lo lab ko communicate be go bela the communicate be bedelu shebala ka so chin khoyak ima cancer thop the survive be no bela so khongi story ki nam sem inspire be omla.
Just like Yeong, 52-year-old Bida also fought breast cancer and survived. Bida went to check her growing mole on her upper body and eventually found that it was cancer. During the event, Prime Minister Dr. Lotus Singh also informed the gathering that cervical cancer is the most prevalent, but it is preventable, detectable and curable if one came forward for checkup. June month is observed as Cancer Survivor Month annually to celebrate the survivors, to encourage those undergoing treatment and to mourn for the loved ones lost to cancer. This is Sringdandu for BBS News.
Temperature is rising in many parts of the country, including Thimphu. But that didn't stop people from gathering outside to stretch and bend their way through at least an hour of yoga. Organized by the Nehru Wanchu Cultural Center, the mass yoga session attracted people from all walks of life at the Chanlimitha Stadium to celebrate the 5th International Yoga Day. The Prime Minister, along with over 1,000 school children and yoga enthusiasts, took part in the event. The popularity of yoga among the Bhutanese was evident with a huge attendance of participants that turned out to mark the day. Stretching and bending, the participants followed the instruction and made the most out of the free yoga session. Today, where life has become stressful and is burdened with anxiety, practicing yoga can open doors to inner peace and happiness.
It has been over a year since I started practicing yoga. I joined yoga classes because of my interest. And what I've experienced is I've found myself more active and energetic.
I've started the yoga since the last month, and it has enhanced and encouraged me to intellect with my mind, spiritual, and my body. And I would like to thank my coordinators and all my teachers and my friends who had supported me to come up for this platform.
I have been learning yoga for 7 years. Before I used to become sick, BP low and lots of health problems. Now my health is perfect.
I've been practicing yoga for 10 years now. It is really helpful, especially if one has migraine, gastritis, and other illnesses. Moreover, it keeps our body fit.
Yoga teacher at the Nehru Wanchu Center said, yoga can provide a holistic approach to health and well-being. It is also seen as an effective way of combating lifestyle diseases.
And feet together.
As a yoga teacher, I can say that first benefit is a discipline. We can learn discipline. Actually, as multiple studies have shown that it can decrease the secretion of cortisol, the primary stress hormone. And later that, many people begin practicing yoga as a way of cope with the feeling of anxiety. So, and the studies and researchers also suggest that incorporating yoga into a healthy lifestyle could help show the progression of heart diseases.
Yoga is an ancient physical, mental, and spiritual practice that originated in India. Today, it is practiced in various forms around the world and continues to grow in popularity. Recognizing its universal appeal, the United Nations declared 21st June as the International Day of Yoga in 2014. In Bhutan, the day this year was pushed to 23rd June for the convenience of the participants. Sunampem for BBS News. Illegal Cordyceps collectors in Bumta have been adding more pressure on the alpine environment and also have been affecting the highlanders of Chekorgyok. This is according to the Chekorgyok administration, which has now started implementing measures to strictly verify the identity of the collectors.
Cordyceps collection season is almost coming to an end in Chekorgyok in Bumtang. The collectors will return home in a few days' time. This year, more than 1,000 collectors climbed the high alpine mountains to collect the prized fungus. Each year, more people are involved in Cordyceps collection in Bumtang, but some illegally. The current regulation allows only 3 persons from a household of the Gyok to go for collection, but there are reports that people from other Gyoks and other districts have been encroaching the collection areas designated for the people of Chekorgyok.
The Gyok administration has received several verbal complaints from the highlanders saying that people from other Gyoks who illegally collect cordyceps burn the shingles of their huts as firewood, which is causing them huge problems.
Besides adding pressure on the environment, people say increasing illegal collectors can also potentially affect the sustainability of Cordyceps in the Alpine mountains.
In Chokor Gyok, 3 Chioks are heavily dependent on the sale of cordyceps for their livelihoods. If the number of collectors is not monitored properly, this will even affect the sustainability of the fungus and in turn the livelihoods of the people of the Chioks.
However, starting this year, the Chokor Gyok administration has started issuing permits to only those who come to the Gyok office personally. In the past, collectors used to send a representative to collect their permits.
We have stopped issuing the permits to those who do not come to the Gyok office during the permit meeting. This is done mainly to verify their identities and deter illegal collectors from encroaching our territories.
Likewise, to minimize the impact on the environment, the Wangchuk Sentinel National Park, or WCNP, has been initiating a waste management program called the Garbage In, Garbage Out to curb waste issues in the Cordyceps collection region since last year. The initiative requires the collectors to bring all the food wrappers and other items they take to the collection areas back to the park office. The park is also encouraging the collectors to use gas cylinders and kerosene to minimize the usage of alpine shrubs for firewood. People are also made aware of the Cordyceps collection bylaws by the Gyok administration in collaboration with the park. Kipchu, BBS News, Pumthang.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. Thank you for joining us.